What is up, guys? I hope your weekend was well. I know mine sure was. I got to go to Chicago Fan Expo, and I've never been to this exact show, this one in Chicago, but I've been to a lot of fan expos over the years. I've been to the MegaCon, which is owned by the same people, Boston Fan Expo and Philadelphia Fan Expo, so this is just adding to the collection of that. I live in New York, so getting to the convention was kind of a hike, but I think it was absolutely worth it because the guests there were not only great, but I don't see them do that many shows. It was cool to see Mark Hamill, Cole Sprouse, who it seems like he just entered the convention scene, Chris Vermins-Plus, a lot of really good guests for me. Overall, I had a really good time for the most part. I thought the staff there were, or the volunteers, I guess maybe you should say, I thought they were all extraordinary. They were really accommodating for the wait times, and it just seemed like everyone was happy to be there. I met 5 people in total. When I went there, I was planning on meeting 7. I wanted to meet Rose McGowan and Michael Biehn as well. Rose McGowan I cut out because I met her before and I was just kind of tired of waiting in lines that day. And plus, she's going to be at Rhode Island Comic Con in a few months, and I'm going to that, so I figured I might as well just get her there. And Michael Biehn was also on my list because he was in Planet Terror, and I'm trying to get I have a Grindhouse poster going, which I was going to add Rose to. But I saw on the website he was $80, and I was thinking that's kind of pushing it because, you know, he's in a lot of famous movies, but $80 I think is still a little extreme for him. Then when I got there, it was premium items were an extra $20, so $100. And then to add his character name, which is what I would want him to do, was an extra $20, so it would have been $120. So I said, hell no. But let's get into the people that I actually did meet, starting off with the first person I met on Friday, and that is Cole Sprouse from the movie Lisa Frankenstein. He wrote my name and then signed. He was $60 an autograph, which I think is fair because to me, he's like royalty because I grew up watching Disney Channel. Sweet Life on Deck is probably a top 3 Disney Channel show for me. But I just to match the other stuff that I got, you know, I usually get people for horror movies. I just had him sign something from Lisa Frankenstein, which I also liked. He picked out Pink, which I think sticks out really well. I ordered this poster off Amazon. Usually I get them off eBay, but I ordered this one off Amazon because I was in a rush to get it. And it came in like this, it's like, it's not paper, it's kind of this fabric type thing, but the marker still came out really good, so I can't complain. This guy always had a line the entire weekend, and he really took his time with people. He was really awesome. It seemed like he was genuinely excited to meet everybody. And like I said, $60 for an autograph, I think that's very fair, and he was an awesome guy, as you can see by this video.
What's up?
What is up? This was one of the biggest surprises. We just needed something to watch, and I'm like, this is amazing.
Dude, I'm so glad you dug it. You know, it was the most, I'm going to do some pink, actually.
There we go. Oh, that's going to look good.
Hold on, let me just make sure the pink is
Okay, we're not picky.
It was the most fun experience. I mean, Catherine's just incredible.
Yeah. There's like a horror renaissance going on right now, you know?
I know, it's nice. Catherine's been a friend of mine for ages, too. And then we had, Zelda and I have been friends for ages. We'd been trying to make a movie for forever. Mm-hmm. And we kind of set out to make a movie that we would have wanted to watch.
Yeah, are you a horror movie guy?
Big time.
What's your favorite one?
I mean, The Thing, John Carpenter, is probably my number 1 favorite, but I was a huge special effects geek and practical effects geek.
And there's nothing better than The Thing.
And then honestly, for me, I was like, oh, this is a movie where I get to be in 7 hours of prosthetics. Mm-hmm. And let's fucking go.
Yeah, most people that'd be a nightmare, but you.
No, but you gotta, that's where it gets good. You gotta really love that stuff.
Yeah.
And keep doing it. But yeah. I'm glad you really liked it.
I loved it, man. Thank you so much. It was an honor meeting you.
Cameron, have a good convention.
Thank you, you too. The next person that I met on Saturday, it was the first person that I got in line for. I showed up to maybe the con at 9:40 and I got let in. The convention doesn't officially start until 10, but I got into his line, and that's Frank Welker, who's probably most famous for voicing Megatron in Scooby-Doo, but he voiced The Martians in Mars Attacks, which is one of my favorite movies of all time, easily top 3, and it's the movie that I've seen the most amount of times on repeat. I do have the poster with me, but I'm not going to hold it up because it's a big-ass poster, but I'll do a close-up of it right here. He was $60. His prices were weird. His prices were kind of weird. He was $60 an autograph for a personal 8x10. If you wanted one of their 8x10s, it was $70, and anything else was $80, so I fell into the $80 range. This guy's a legend on one hand, but on the other hand, I thought maybe $80 was a little steep, but I'm not going to complain too much because, like I said, this guy, if you look on his IMDb, I think last time I checked, it said 896 items. So, the guy's gotten around in his past few years. I was really surprised how long his line was, too. I know he's Megatron, but I waited maybe 2 or 3 hours. He didn't show up until 10:45-ish, and they were actually getting close to cutting the line when I got there, but thankfully I squeezed in right in time. Once again, he was really cool, and I got a video of me meeting him as well. Hello. This is, I know it's not maybe not your typical one, but this is a jam. Ack, baby. That's a good one.
That's awesome.
I've seen this movie like 40 something times. It's just, I love it. It's just something nice to put on in the background, and then Jack Nicholson is crawling across your screen, and it doesn't get better. It doesn't get better. This is an original from 1996 too. I don't mess around.
No, you do not. Well, let's make sure we get you something here.
Wherever you want. I'm not that big.
Right. Okay, so the question is what happens after this? Yeah, so here we go. So 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock, we start prioritizing.
That's beautiful.
For Saturday. Talk about
Thank you so much. That turned out great. Have a great day. Enjoy the con.
Great.
I think the signature came out really nice on the poster. The handlers were saying he's only going to sign. He's not going to do personalization. He's not going to write character names. He's not going to write quotes. And they were really, really specific on quotes. And I got lucky because he did write ack, which is the noise the Martians make, right under it, which, holy cow, I think that's so awesome. This is one of my favorite movies of all time, and I was really geeking out meeting him. The next person that I met was also a fan favorite at the con. A lot of people were really excited to meet him because he was just taking his time with everyone, and that is Christopher Mintz-Plasse from the movie Fright Night. He's probably most known for being McLovin in Superbad or Red Mist in the Kick-Ass movies, which actually I just finished watching Kick-Ass 2, and I really like both of them. But my favorite movie that he's in is the remake of Fright Night, the 2011 remake with Colin Farrell, Toni Collette, Anton Yelchin, a whole amazing cast. He personalized and then signed. I don't think he does character names, or maybe all I know is the person behind me was meeting him for Superbad, and he said the handler said, just as a heads up, he doesn't write the character name McLovin at all. I don't know. I didn't ask him because, like I said, I wasn't meeting him for Superbad, but I wonder why he wouldn't sign McLovin. But, the dude was awesome. The dude was awesome. He was also $60 an autograph. That was kind of the magic number that day. But like I said, he really seemed to be enjoying himself. And I also got a video of me meeting him. Howdy.
Hey, how
nice
are
to meet
you?
you. I'm Cameron.
Nice to meet you, Cameron. Fright Night.
Oh,
yes,
that's
dude.
how to do a remake, man.
I agree. It's like totally different than the first one.
Yeah, it's got
they
the
didn't
same
try to
elements,
remake
but
same
yeah.
elements, but they don't try to remake that big campy vibe. It was low key.
Yeah,
Anton's
I
the
totally
greatest.
agree. Oh, he was amazing.
What color do you want?
I'm thinking silver will pop out the most.
Yeah, silver. It looks like I only have this.
There we go.
Do you want sign it to your name?
That would be
Any
beautiful,
spot specifically?
Maybe like on the. I'm not that picky. Wherever you got room, I'll be elated. Beautiful.
Dude, this is awesome.
Yeah,
love
I don't even know what
movie.
this is. Like, I just found it on eBay, and I think it's like hanging up in front of the
what
poster. But
is it?
like, it's like I
It's
think
like a
maybe
mini
on top
poster.
or the bottom or something.
Yeah.
I got the original poster too.
Dude, I love this movie. It's where I met Anton.
Yeah.
And it was like we became dear friends after that.
Yeah.
It was like the most tragic shit ever.
I hate that. And
Forever.
that entire cast is just
So good.
Farrell, Toni
Dude,
Collette. That was
Imogen Poots.
Yeah,
Amy,
yeah.
she's the best.
Yeah, it was amazing.
We really bonded on that
It was
movie.
amazing meeting you, man.
Yeah,
Thank
great to
very
meet
much.
you, dude. Have a good time out there.
Thank you, you too.
Yeah.
The next person that I met is arguably one of the most iconic voices in all of Hollywood, and that is Patrick Warburton, probably most famous for being Joe Swanson in Family Guy, but he was in Scream 3. I don't have the item physically with me, but I do have a picture of it. He signed, wrote his character name, and then wrote the quote, "Hey Dewdrop." The person in front of me was also meeting him for Scream 3, which I think is really cool because I didn't think Scream 3 had that many fans, but I think it's very underappreciated. It's easily the most unique of the Scream sequels. But the guy in front of me asked Patrick Warburton, "Hey, can you also write 'Hey Dewdrop'?" And he did. And then when I got up there, he asked, "Do you want 'Hey Dewdrop' on there too?" And I said yes, as you can see by this video. Howdy.
Another dewdrop.
Oh yeah, you know it.
How are you?
I'm Cameron. Nice to meet you.
Patrick, nice to meet you, Cam.
If you got a second chance, you could kick his butt. Ghostface. You got a cheap move on you.
Yeah. You took me down.
Yeah,
The Hey Dewdrop down here?
that would be awesome.
Hey, Dewdrop.
I think it's the best sequel. Scream is a good franchise, but Scream 3 it doesn't get much better than that.
Oh, good. I'm glad you like that
It was
one.
amazing. It was amazing. I like the uniqueness. It's nice.
Yeah, it was fun.
Have a good day. Thank you.
Too.
Usually I'm a lot better at remembering prices. I want to say he was $50. He might have been $60, but I'm pretty sure he was $50, which I think both prices are very fair because he's been in. So I was looking at his IMDb, and it's there's a section you may know them from, and like he was in an episode of Malcolm in the Middle. He was the voice of Royal Pain and Sky High. The dude has done so much stuff that I absolutely love, and it was an honor to meet him. Last but certainly not least is one of the biggest reasons that I wanted to go to this con, and that is Ella Purnell from the show Fallout. I played Fallout 4 when it first came out, and New Vegas I dabbled with a little bit. So, you know, I was familiar enough with it, enough to get me excited to watch the show. And I thought the show was really good. Maybe a little overhyped, but especially towards the end, I thought it wrapped up really well. I'm so excited for season 2. She was also in a movie called Army of the Dead that I thought was okay. It's a cheesy Zack Snyder horror movie, but the cast is pretty crazy. And I talked to her about that, as you can see by this video.
Howdy.
Are you Cameron?
I sure am, yeah.
Lovely to meet you, Cameron.
I
What
played
color
the
do you
game, and it
want?
was whatever you want. I am not picky whatsoever. I absolutely loved it. I'm not a TV person, but this is phenomenal. Yeah.
Well, that means a lot that you played the games.
If you had to spend a day in Fallout or in Army of the Dead, what would you have to do?
Fallout. I'm not a big zombie tiger fan.
And it just seems more fun. You know?
Yeah, it definitely
retro
does.
Vibe. Yeah, I'm with
You know, if I was with Lucy, I'd be okay.
Yeah, there we
She's
go.
very
Amen.
optimistic.
Yeah, that's a good partner to have. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
You.
She wrote to Cameron, love Ella Purnell, and then drew a heart and an X. She was $100 in autograph, which I think is fair because I had no idea she was in so many things. She was in, like I said, Army of the Dead as well. And I just finished watching Kick-Ass 2 a few hours ago, and what do you know? I was just watching it because I met Christopher Mintz-Plasse, and I hadn't seen the sequel, and what do you know? Ella Purnell popped up. She was easily the longest line that I waited in that day. That was kind of expected because, you know, Fallout, I feel like not only is it popular, relevant, but it fits right in at Comic-Con. But she was nice. She took her time with everybody. I think she, like I said, with the people that have long lines like that, she had good pacing. Everyone else that I waited in line with was maybe an hour to an hour and a half wait, but she was at least 2 hours. I wasn't really paying attention, but she didn't seem exhausted. She told a lot of people, like, I'm so excited to be here. So she really seemed to enjoy being with the fans. All right, well, that's all I have to show you guys today. I had a blast at this con. I have a weird relationship with Fan Expo because Philadelphia Fan Expo is probably the worst convention I've ever been to, but Boston Fan Expo, phenomenal, really well-run con, MegaCon as well, and Chicago was no exception. I think everything was very smooth. There was one point where for Christopher Mintz-Plasse, I was next in line, but then he had to go and do photo ops and stuff, but they gave me a little sticky note and said, being that you've waited, when you come back, you get to the front of the line, and like, they go above and beyond. They could have just said, screw you guys, he'll be back in an hour and a half, but they wanted people to go and enjoy the con, and I really appreciate that. If Chicago Fan Expo next year has a guest list half as good as the one this year, then I'll definitely be returning because, like I said, I think the guest list was just absolutely nuts. And if I return, you can expect me to make a video on it. I won't keep you guys for any longer. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in another video. Bye.